How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airwaves of Houston, Texas. How we doing this morning? Let's see. Got the camera set up. How we doing? We just kickstarting the live as we do each and every day, except for Sunday. We don't go live on Sundays, but we do go live every other day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What do we talk about? Well, talk about all things insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, erectile dysfunction, pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar. That's what we talk about. We get down to the root cause of it. We get down to how do you unlock your freedom? How do you unlock your diabetes freedom? Is that possible? Well, on today's live, folks, that's what we're going to uncover. I'm going to give you the key to unlock your diabetes freedom, so you can get off of that blood sugar roller coaster. How you doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. Like I said, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Let me see if I can raise my thing up a little bit higher. Okay, there we go. Coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Been in Houston now 11 years. Been in Texas now for 14 years, 14 and a half, almost 15 years. I think it's time to go, folks. So that's it. Do me a favor, folks, and tap in with me and let me know where you're from. Man, what city are you from? What state are you from? What country are you from? You know what I mean? Tap in with your boy. But also stick around for this live. We're going to be here until noon Eastern time. We're going to be on here. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to be uncovering the truth about what it takes to actually unlock your diabetes freedom. Like, is type 2 we're talking about diabetes, period, but specifically type 2 diabetes. That one is reversible. Type 1 diabetes, yeah, you can make a huge improvement. You can become insulin sensitive if you're type 1 diabetic. How do I know all this stuff? What are you talking about, Kelley? How do you know you can unlock your diabetes freedom? Well, it's because I did it myself. A few years ago, I was actually in the worst shape of my life. Diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. The triple whammies. And what was crazy is this was all at the very same doctor's visit. So I know a thing or two about what it takes to unlock your diabetes freedom. Let's see where the folks are from. New York. Okay, shout out to New York. Couple of folks from New York. And do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and then share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition, struggling with, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, any form of anybody who wants to PCOS, high blood sugar, anybody who wants to unlock that freedom. That's what we're going to uncover today. How we doing, folks? Got a couple more folks coming in. Bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. struggling with this condition. All right. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. Recommendations for bad memory loss with being in a diabetic coma. Again, it's going to be the same recommendation that I give to everybody. And it's going to be about making some serious lifestyle changes. Because here's what it is, folks. Insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, any form of diabetes except for type 1 diabetes is all caused by your lifestyle, your diet and lifestyle. Type 1 diabetes, there's two types of diabetes, type 1, type 2. There's more, but for the sake of this live, there's two, type 1, type 2. Type 1, autoimmune condition. Type 2, lifestyle condition. Mostly a lifestyle. Let me say that. Mostly. Did you know that most people can actually, if you have type 2 diabetes, did you know that most people can actually really unlock their diabetes freedom and no longer have diabetes? Did you know that? You're like, well, what are you talking about, Kelley? Well, I know that because here it is. Here's the cold hard truth. Type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition, mostly. And most people can reverse the condition. You want to know what it's called? It's called going to get a C-peptide test. If you go get a C-peptide test, guess what will happen? When the results come back and it says that you're in range, that means if you are a type 2 diabetic, it means that you can reverse insulin resistance. It means you can get down to the root cause of it. That's what that number means. It's called the C-peptide. You go get one of those, it'll just any talk about anybody like, hey man, you can reverse that condition, you can't reverse that condition. Go get a C-peptide. And it'll tell you if you can or not. How do I know about all this stuff? How do I know about a C-peptide test and all of that? Well, it's because, like I told you before, I had diabetes, I had heart disease, and I was obese. So I got a lot of tests done, okay? That's how I know. So let's see, folks. Let's see. Do me a favor, folks. Bebop that screen. Double tap that screen. Double tap on my face, and then share the live out, and then hold down my face, and then share the live out with anybody that you know struggling with this lifestyle-related condition, aka type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar. When does the challenge start? Oh, let's talk about the challenge. Jamaica, Florida. When does the challenge start? Good evening. What's up? Good morning. What's up, Lucas? The challenge starts when? What is the challenge? 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is for those same folks that I talked about that are struggling with that condition. If you are struggling with that condition, if you are struggling with insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, borderline diabetes, whatever you want to call it, then the 14-day challenge is for you. There's real people getting real results in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a nutrition blueprint that says if you follow this nutrition blueprint, you will get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. What's the blood sugar roller coaster? The ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. That's the blood sugar roller coaster. The energy up, the energy down. That's the blood sugar roller coaster. You want to get yourself off of that. If that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where it's real people getting real results in just 14 days. People have been taken off of their medication by their doctor in 14 days. All by following this proven formula. It's a formula, same formula that I use. You're like, well, who thought, what is this formula? Is this a proven formula? Yes, it's a proven formula that over 300 people have done. And check it out. How do I know about the formula? It's because I was the first lab rat, as you call it. Look at this. This was the first. If you're new, put new. If you're new, put new in the chat. If you're new in the chat, here it is. How do I know about how do I know about this blueprint? It's because listen, I designed it. Look at that. That's called diabetes, heart disease, obesity. That's what that's called. 2 weeks after I took this picture, I got my diagnosis. You know what I mean? The triple whammy. Look at that. Look at that. New. There's a lot of new folks. It's a lot of new folks. Okay. Look. This is called lifestyle medicine. That's what I did. That's what I did. Okay. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. My freedom was unlocked. I unlocked it. Now, look, this is why I'm pointing. Look, I'm pointing because you are next. You are the next one to unlock your diabetes freedom. Not me, not this guy, but you. Okay? You are. That's why I'm pointing at you. You are. It's a lot of new folks. Shout out to the new folks. Shout out to the new folks. Today, folks, we're going to be placing an order. We're going to be placing an order. What kind of order is that? Somebody said, how? What kind of order is that? We're going to be placing an order on reversing type 2 diabetes. So let's get into it, folks. Let's find out how to reverse this thing. Just how I did. No more. I reversed it. 300 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you want to join this challenge, click right up here. Click on my picture again. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. And it's going to take you to a link. That link is under my TikTok profile. Check it out right here. Boom. You see that link? It said link tree right there. Here's where it is. And there's a lot of freebies on here. There's the quiz, the masterclass, and then finally the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This one's for real people wanting real results that are ready to take action. You ready to take action right now, and you accept that challenge. You accept the 14-day challenge. It's normally $99 to join that challenge. But if you use the live discount code, SAVE20, you join the challenge for $79. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But check it out, though. There's a lot of freebies on there. You go the quiz. You go grab that quiz. Go take the quiz. Go register for the masterclass. This is a free masterclass that I put on. But for my folks who are ready for serious change, says I've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. You should join that 14-day challenge. Use that discount code to save 20. But let's get into it, folks. Let's get into the proceedings this morning. Let's get into the proceedings this morning, folks. How do you start? There you go. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. See if I missed any other questions. New, a lot of new folks. I have some issues. A couple of new folks. Not a lot of new folks. A couple of new folks. If you're new, put new in the chat. A couple of more folks coming in. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Right now, folks, we're getting ready to talk about what it takes to defeat this monster. Same way I defeated the monster. You see, this was me. I turned into the chubby He-Man. You see that picture? That was the chubby He-Man version of myself. This, as I stand in front of you folks, is the actual He-Man. You know, the masters of the universe He-Man. The most powerful man in the universe. But anyhow, let's get into it. We're going to play a game of blood sugar Tetris. Who's ever played that game before? Tetris. Anybody ever played that game before? You know the game that I'm talking about. Tetris. You put the blocks. If you're new, how many new folks we got? Okay, new. And the blocks. Here we go. Tetris. Let me pull it up so you know what I'm talking about. So you'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember that game. This game, folks, check this out. Here it is. Right here, Tetris. That's it. with the blocks and all that. Here it is. Tetris. Here it is. Okay, you guys remember that game? You remember that game with all the blocks and all of that stuff? Okay. Before we get into this, who would love to get their A1C to a 5.3? If you'd love to get your A1C to a 5.3, which is possible, people who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge have gotten their A1C from, well, not to a 5.3, but, well, some people have gotten theirs to a 5.3, depending on where they started. But here's the thing. Let's just say your A1C is at an 8. There's someone who was taking their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days after joining this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 14 days, folks. It's real people getting real results. Here's what they learn how to do. They learn how to play this game of blood sugar Tetris. Here are the pieces of the game. You guys remember that game? Y'all remember that game? Who remembers Tetris? Let's see. I have. Okay, a couple of folks have. Who remembers Tetris? There's some pieces. To the game. And the point is to put the blocks. Check this out. The point is to put the blocks down here. Safely. So let's start the game. This is a real game, folks. Now, this is a video game we're talking about, Tetris. But now we're going to switch over and we're going to play the real game. Who can tell me, folks, when it comes to the blood sugar, who can tell me what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat fat, folks? Things like avocados, nuts and seeds, olive oil, you know what I mean? Those healthy fats. What happens to your blood sugar at that point? Does it rise? I mean, does it go up to the moon? Does it stay the same? I mean, what happens to your blood sugar? Can you tell me that, folks? Any guesses? Let's find out. Levels. Okay, levels. All right, cool. Levels. Stays level. Any other guesses? Goes down. Just with carbs, spikes. Okay. What happens when you eat fats? Peanut butter, you know what I mean? Chia seeds, almonds, you know. Nothing. You're right. So in the game of Tetris, it's like these blocks, they're coming down, but they're coming down real slow. You remember that in the game? They're coming down, but they're coming down slowly. It's like they're coming down so slowly that it doesn't even bother you. You can move the pieces from left to right, all of that stuff with no problem. In Tetris, okay, those are the fats. So it has no impact on your blood sugar. Okay, you're playing the game well, great. All right, healthy fats though, okay? What happens, who can tell me what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat protein? Whenever you eat protein, what happens to your blood sugar? Does it go high? Does it go low? Does it stay the same? I mean, does it go, who can tell me what happens to the blood sugar at that point? Yeah. What's the correct answer? That is it. That is. Stays the same, okay. Protein, when you eat things like steak, when you eat things like, eggs, chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, like what happens to your blood sugar at a protein shake? Like what happens to your blood sugar at that point? Goes down, okay. Stays the same. Any other guesses? Goes up a little, okay. Everything has carbohydrates in it. The same, lowers blood sugar, okay. Protein. You're right. It does. You're right. It does go up. but it goes up so slightly. Goes up slightly. Doesn't go up a lot. Does go up, but it doesn't go up a lot. Kind of like the analogy I love to use is if you live in California and then there's an earthquake and you turn on the news later that night and they say, hey, there's an earthquake today. You're like, I had no idea that it was an earthquake today. Well, that's because it was so low on the Richter scale that you couldn't even feel it. So therefore, boom, protein. So therefore, you couldn't even feel it. So protein works the same way when it comes to your blood sugar. Yeah, it does go up, but it's so low on the Richter scale that it doesn't even really affect you. You dig? Is the fiber any important? Fiber is great. Fiber is great. That's we can talk about that. That's another topic. But we're going to talk about the main. These are macronutrients, folks. All of these nutrients, everything that you eat is going to be either fat or protein or carbohydrates. Fiber is very, very important. We'll talk about that. But for the sake of this one, these are the macronutrients. Fats happens to your blood sugar. Protein, what happens with your blood sugar? Okay, and then carbohydrates, what happens? So here's the thing about proteins. Yeah, they're coming down faster. Yeah, they're a little bit bigger. But here's the thing. They don't cause that big of an impact. Like they're coming down, but it's nothing that you can't handle. It's nothing that you can handle in the game. So you can put the pieces down nice and easy. What's up, Lindsay? Here's the thing. Okay. What happens to your blood sugar now whenever you eat carbohydrates, things like bread, pasta, lasagna, Ho-Ho Twinkies, Ding Dong, soda, Coca-Cola, fruit juice, Hawaiian punch? What happens to your blood sugar at that point? Who can tell me then? Who can tell me? Let's see. I hate it when I get to shakes, my sugar gets below 70. Got you. It spikes. It goes high. Goes up real fast. Yeah, it goes up. Yeah. Everybody knows what happens to their blood sugar whenever they eat carbohydrates. Okay? Everybody knows what happens to their blood sugar when they eat some peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Everybody knows what happens when we eat a big bag of Doritos to the blood sugar. It goes high. You get a spike in energy for a little while. You do. You do get a spike in energy for a little while. Why? Because here's what's happening in the game. When you eat those carbohydrates, those things, yeah, you're going to get these are the big blocks. The carbohydrates are the big blocks. We're up in the level of the game. We're on level like 10 now. And then now these big blocks, they're coming in, and they're coming in fast. And they're not only are they big, they're coming in fast. Real fast. And if you've got insulin resistance, who knows what insulin resistance is? If you don't, I'm going to tell you this. It's basically how your body manages blood sugar. How your body manages blood sugar and insulin go together like two peas in a pod. Like yin and yang. That you can't have one without the other. So if you've got a lot of blood sugar from the food that you just ate, that Coca-Cola that you just drank, now you've got a lot of blood sugar going in, and these blocks are coming down real fast. They're coming down real fast. They're coming down fast. So you got all of this rush of carbohydrates. All the while the insulin is up here going crazy. Who can tell me what happens in the game, folks? Can you fast when you're diabetic? Yeah, you can. You got to learn how to do it right, though. Who can tell me in the game, folks? Carbohydrates? Who can tell me, just like in the carbohydrates in the game, what happens in the game of Tetris when those blocks, they fill all the way to the top. I'm going to tell you the right way. What happens when those blocks fill all the way up to the top, folks? In this game of Tetris, I'm telling you what this thing is first. This is the game that we're playing. We're playing on high stakes. Who can tell me what happens in the game? You crash down, right? Game over. Game over. In the game of Tetris, when your blocks fill all the way up to the top, it is just like this, folks. It is. I'm pulling it up right now. It is right here. It's over. It's game over. It's game over, compadre. It's been fun, but the game's over, right? But here's the thing. It's game over. But here's the thing. In the game, look at that. Game over. Blocks filled all the way to the top. Here's the thing. In the game of Tetris, in the video game, you can just, it'll ask you, do you want to play again? You'll be like, yeah, I want to play again. Ding, and you're playing again. Reset button. But here's the thing. When you're playing a game in real life, there is no pressing the reset button. There is no playing the game over again. When your blocks fill all the way up to the top in real life, it's over. That's why people leave this earth 20 years too soon, because their blocks, they filled up too quickly. And what do I mean by blocks? I'm going to give you an illustration. I'll give you an illustration of what I mean by the blocks filling up fast and your game being over like 15, 20 years too soon. Here's how much sugar that you're supposed to see approximately throughout your body, which is 1 teaspoon. This is a teaspoon. Right here. That's your whole body. This is what happens whenever you eat carbohydrates, things like junky carbohydrates. Let me say that. It's the quality of everybody, you can eat carbohydrates, yes. But it's the quality of the carbohydrates that you're eating. We're eating the whole Twinkies and the ding dongs when we should be eating the quinoa and the farro. So check it out. One we're supposed to see, but when you drink a Coca-Cola, that's how much. That's how much. That's 10. You just drank 10 teaspoons of Coca-Cola. You just drank 10 teaspoons of sugar. That is going to make your blood sugar go so crazy real fast. It's going to make it go real fast. And eventually those blocks are going to pile up quickly, especially if you've got insulin resistance. If you're already insulin resistant, it just makes the blocks pile up even faster. So there is no pressing the reset button on any of this. You got to learn how to play this game, because everything that you eat, there's no escaping it, folks. Everything that you eat is either going to be a fat, a protein, or a carbohydrate. One of those three. Whether it's junk food or whatever. It's either going to be a fat, a protein, or a carbohydrate. What else is it going to be? Either a fat. People was like, well, what about fiber? Well, fiber goes in the carbohydrate category. Everything that you eat is going to be either fat, protein, or carbohydrate. That's it, folks. So this is the game of blood sugar Tetris. People, when you lose this game, here's what happens. They amputate your toe. They amputate your ankle. There's no pressing the reset button on amputating your ankle. There's no pressing the reset button on any of that when you lose your eyesight. So here's the thing. I'm going to teach you throughout this live on how to play this game a whole lot better. Because everything that you eat is either a fat, a protein, or a carbohydrate. You got to know how to play the game. So if this is making sense to y'all, folks, we're going to talk about how to fix this thing next. This is making sense to y'all. I want y'all to put a health yes in the chat. Put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense to you on this game that we're playing and the stakes that are involved. Put a health yes in the chat. Let's see. And we're going to get to, let's see, and we're going to get to some of your questions right now. Health yes. Yeah, what's up, Tim? Yes. Health yes. Put a health yes in the chat if what I just said about this game that we're playing is making sense to you, especially when it comes to your blood sugar. So, folks, if you want to unlock your diabetes freedom, for real, if you want to hang out, if you want to unlock your diabetes freedom, hang out with me for a couple of weeks. But the first thing that you can do is go register for the quiz. Click the link in my description. Click the link in my description and register for that quiz. If you're new, put a new in the chat. If you're new, go register for that quiz. You're like, where's that quiz, Kelley? Here's that quiz. You click that link, and then you click on my picture again, and then you go right, or you click on this link right here on my TikTok description, right there. It says Linktree. Click that link. Here's the link to take the quiz. Go take that quiz, or take that quiz, and right here. This link will take you to the masterclass. It is a 45-minute masterclass, absolutely free. All you got to do is pay attention. Register for that masterclass, right? It's called How to Unlock Your Diabetes Freedom. Go figure, okay? That is the name of the masterclass. And then finally, for my folks who are ready for serious change, for my folks who say, you know what? I'm ready to play this game a whole lot better. I understand the stakes of this game. Because when the game's over, there's no pressing the reset button. I'm ready to press that reset button. So enter the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here it is right here. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It's for people who are ready to take control of their blood sugar. If you are ready to take control of your blood sugar, if you say that I am about that life, that is me, that is the life that I want to live. I have been battling insulin resistance for so long. I'm tired of the meds. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm ready for change. If that's you, if you are ready for change, you raise your hand and say, I am ready for change. There's another way. There is another way, and it's called through the power of your nutrition. That is what we're doing on this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is a nutrition blueprint. We're going to lay the groundwork. Everything's free on the page except for the challenge. Quiz is free, masterclass is free. Challenge is the only thing I got to charge you for because it's real people getting real results. But if you are ready for serious change, if that's you, if you raise your hand and say, that's me, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. $99 to join that challenge. If you use that discount code, SAVE20, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, which over 300 people have done, or almost 300 people, getting ready to hit 300 people, have done. And they've gotten amazing results. They come on and they tell their stories all the time. Simply by following this 14-day blueprint. Real people, real results. Someone took their A1C from an 8 to a 6, gotten taken off of their medication by their doctor. Now, if that's not unlocking your diabetes in 14 days, now, if that's not unlocking your diabetes freedom, I don't know what is. If you want to unlock yours, use that discount code SAVE20 because I can promise you folks, there is an unlock code. There is an unlock code. Is the challenge recommended if you're expecting pre-diabetic? Yeah, absolutely. Gestational diabetes is included. PCOS, all of that. Any form of insulin resistance, highly recommend you do this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, because that's who it's built for. It's built for people just like you who are struggling with your blood sugar. Just like how I was. Diabetes, heart disease, obesity, all at the very same doctor's visit. So now, I defeated it. Now, I'm taking what I learned, giving it to you. That's what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is about. But it is a challenge. It is designed to take you outside of your comfort zone. Because here's the thing. Change isn't the enemy. Your comfort zone is. Change ain't the enemy. Comfort zone is. So that's it, folks. That's it. You want to join that 14-day challenge? Use that discount code SAVE20. Now let's get to the questions. Any questions? This is Q&A time. What kind of questions y'all got for your boy? Any questions related to this blood thing on blood sugar? Because we're getting ready to up the stakes. Do me a favor also and share this live out with anybody that you know that's struggling with this condition. And then also bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and share this live out again with anybody that you know struggling with this condition. Q&A, questions. Any more questions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a hell of a number. That's a hell of a name. I appreciate that name. Okay. So if there's no questions on this game, we're going to go to something else. We're going to talk about placing our order. What's the order that we got to place? The order we got to place to kick this thing to the curb. We got to change our fuel source. Because like I said before, folks, type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. Just got here. But I had to give myself 4 shots and insulin in a day. Okay, that's a lot. Sounds like a lot. So if you got to give yourself all of that insulin in a day, then you definitely should hang around on this live until the very end. Okay, we're going to be here until noon. We're going to be talking about all things and how to defeat this monster. I'm going to teach you how to play the game of blood sugar Tetris a whole lot better, starting right now. Now, blood sugar, let's talk about blood sugar. Blood sugar is what makes you go. It's your fuel. That's what blood sugar is. And where do you get blood sugar? Oh, yeah. From those foods that we were talking about, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. That's where you get blood sugar from. And that's how your body goes. So if you want to get your A1C to a 5.3, folks, it all starts with what you're eating, what you're putting into your body. So we're going to call this your fuel sources. And we're going to play a little game. There's 2 fuel sources. It's either going to be unleaded. Go up a little higher because we're going to need all of the board. Unleaded. Oops. I can't spell today. Unleaded. And over here, we're going to have diesel. These are the 2 categories of food, of fuel sources. Everything you eat is fuel, right? It doesn't matter. Everything that you eat is going to be fuel. So let's talk about it. Let's start naming some stuff off, and I'm going to tell you what happens whenever you eat the wrong fuel source. Here's how you want to think about it. Diesel fuel versus unleaded fuel is like this. If you pull up to the gas station every week, who goes to put gas in their car? Who puts gas in their car all the time? If you put gas in your car like maybe weekly, daily, or, if you put gas in your car, raise your hand or put a me in the chat. If you put gasoline in your car, put a me in the chat. If you put gasoline in your car, all right? Put a me in the chat. Anybody put gasoline on there? How often do you do it? Do you put it in there every day, weekly, monthly? How often do you put? What do you put in your car? What do you put in your car to make it go, folks? Me. Okay. Only a couple people put gas in their car. All right. Everybody puts gas in their car because it makes your car go. But what would happen if you pull up to the gas station one day and you put diesel fuel into your car? You accidentally put diesel fuel into your car. What's going to happen to your car? Who can tell me? What's going to happen when you put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine? What would happen to you? Tesla, no gas. But you still got a fuel source, right? You still got a source somewhere. But that's a good one, though. Tesla, no gas. All right. Ruin the engine. Game over. Game over is for the engine. Damage to the engine. Damage to the engine. Damage to the engine. Damage to the engine. Yup. But here's the thing. I didn't tell you, but I'm going to tell you. A coworker of mine, some years back, told me about his daughter taking their car and bringing it back, and the car was shaking like a leaf. Turns out she put diesel fuel into the car. And as a result, the car is shaking like a leaf. Let's start naming off some foods. Foods like unleaded side. I'm going to put like kale over here on this side. There's two fuel sources. Kale. Over on this side, I'm going to put something like candy. Now let's figure out which side does it go in. Start naming off some food, folks, and we're going to tell you if it goes into the diesel fuel or it goes into the unleaded category. Just name off the food. Here we go. What we got? We got kale on one side. We got candy on another side. Give me some more food. Start throwing some foods out there at me. Yogurt. What type of yogurt? Yogurt, are you talking about dairy yogurt? It depends. Yeah, morning. Yeah, apple. Okay, yogurt. Yogurt, well, I'm going to put it over here because I don't know what kind of yogurt you're talking about, but I'm going to put yogurt over here. What else? Apple. Apple's going to go over here. That goes in the unleaded category. Okay. Potato chips. Woo! Going to go in the diesel fuel category. Chips. Cabbage is going to go over here. Greek yogurt is going to go over here. Diesel fuel. It's the wrong fuel source. Eggs are going to go over here in the unleaded category. It's what you want to put in your car, because every week you put these greens in, and you put this unleaded, the car just runs like crazy. But if you put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine, your car's going to crap out. And it's the same thing that's going to happen to your blood sugar. It's going to crap out, and your body put the wrong fuel source in there. Tofu. Tofu is in the unleaded category. What else? Grapes. Grapes are going to go. The grapes are going to go over here with an asterisk. I'm going to put an asterisk on the grapes. Steak. Your steak is going to go over here. Unleaded. Mango. Mango is going to go over here. Okay. What else? Sweet potato. Sweet potato is going to go in it. Unleaded. Sweet potato. Okay. Ooh. Oh, blueberries. Oh, salmon. I saw salmon right here. Salmon. Unleaded. Bread. Diesel. Depending on what kind of bread, right? Most breads. So I'm going to put it over here because I'm pretty sure you're just talking about the regular bread. Pizza. Okay. Pizza is definitely going to go over into the diesel category. Potatoes. Potatoes are going to go, sweet potato. That's a potato. So you're good. You're good right there. All right, what else? Give me the real junky stuff, folks. Start naming out, just name out food. Just start naming out. What about boudin? What about things like boudin, sausages, bacon, salami? You know what I mean? What about all of that stuff? Like Little Debbie snack cakes, Coca-Cola, you know what I mean? Let's name out some of your favorite stuff, man. Like, keep it real. What's your favorite stuff? What will an oncologist do? Yeah. Cauliflower pizza. Cauliflower pizza can be good depending on your toppings. If you're giving it cauliflower pizza and you got a bunch of dairy over the top, like dairy, we're going to put dairy over here. All things dairy are going to go over here in the diesel fuel. But if you're using cauliflower crust with some better options, yeah, that'd be a good option. Pepsi, oh, that's going to go in the soda. Avocados over here, unleaded. Avocado, everything that you eat, folks, is either going to be a fat, a protein, or carbohydrate. And then it's going to either fit into one of these two fuel sources, either unleaded fuel or diesel fuel. Which one is it? Okay, either one. Beef patties, beef patties, that you can go over here. That go in the beef. With the patties, yeah, that go over here. We'll put that over here in the unleaded. Sausages, I'm going to go over here. Diesel. What else? Red Bull, diesel. Red Bull, diesel fuel. Oh, God. Pepsi. A fish. Fish can go over here. Like I said, that'll go over here. Liver pudding, bro. You're a special person if you eat liver pudding, man. Peanut butter and jelly, diesel. Right over here. P, B, and J. PB and J over there in the diesel fuel category. Cereal, diesel. Honk the horn, 18-wheeler, honk, honk, diesel. Tacos, depending on the type of tacos, that could be, are you just talking about the everyday run-of-the-mill tacos? Or you can just go out the ones from the restaurants and all of that stuff, and, you know what I mean, Taco Cabana and all, yeah, that's going to go in the diesel fuel. Taco Bell, diesel fuel. Bacon, diesel fuel. Apples, we had apples over already, unleaded already. How is that I can drink milk when I get it directly from the farm? Well, that is a very interesting question. You got to ask yourself, where does the farm get it from? The farm gets it from the cow, okay? But where does the cow get it? Well, then they're supposed to give it to their baby. They're not supposed to give it to you. You're human. You're not a cow. So the milk structure, the protein, we talked about everything being a protein, a fat, or a carbohydrate. The protein structure in cow's milk is totally different than that of the structure from a human being. And as a result, it's going to go in the diesel fuel category. Peanut butter and jelly, we said that one. Tuna, tuna can go over, you can put tuna over here. Yup. Watermelon. You put watermelon over here with an asterisk. Watermelon can go in the watermelon can go over in the diesel fuel, I mean the unleaded category, only with an asterisk. I'm putting an asterisk over those. These ones got grapes, watermelon, these have asterisks on them. But yeah, they can't go in that category. Brown rice. I'm just going to put rice over here in general. Because you can, in my programs, you can have whatever kind of carbohydrate you want. You just got to make sure that you follow the rule. There's a very, very specific rule when it comes to carbohydrates. You follow those rules, you'll be good. Popcorn, spaghetti, brown rice, pineapple. Pineapple is a fruit. We'll put it over here. Pineapple. Popcorn. Popcorn depends on the type of popcorn. You can have popcorn. It just depends on the type of popcorn. So I'm gonna put popcorn over here, but it just depends. Okay, just depends on how you eat it and what type of popcorn it is. Cornflake cereal is gonna go over here. All cereal is gonna go over here. I'm sorry, cereal. Sorry. The traditional ones that you see in the middle aisles, the traditional run-of-the-mill cereal, everyday cereal, no, that goes into the, Smacks and Captain Crunch and all of that stuff, cornflakes. That's going to go in the diesel fuel category. Sorry. Homemade tacos. Yeah, homemade tacos can be good. Those can be good. Homemade tacos are a lot better. 2% milk, diesel milk. We got dairy. So that's dairy. That's diesel fuel. Turkey bacon, diesel. Turkey bacon. Turkey bacon, folks. Oat milk, diesel. Diesel fuel. Sardines can go, you're a special person again if you can have sardines, okay? But we'll put it over here for blood sugar. We're talking about for blood sugar. We'll put it over here, sardines. A special person, you eat sardines like that. Dates are gonna go over here. Let's put it here. Dates, that's a good one. Highly debated one. But beef sausage, that's a sausage, so that's going to go over here. And did I put sausage over here? Yeah, sausage. Sausage already in the diesel fuel category. So whether it's beef, pork, whatever kind of sausage, turkey sausage, whatever, going to go in the diesel fuel category because these are processed meats, folks. Processed meats are, the reason I call it diesel fuel is because processed meats are what's called group 1 carcinogens. Group 1 carcinogens is known, or what they're known for is they're known to cause cancer. That's what a group 1 carcinogen is. So there's been study after study that say you eat sausages, bacon, salami, all of that stuff. These are group 1 carcinogens. So you want to stay away from those as much as you possibly can. So that's why it goes into the diesel fuel category. Dairy also goes in that category as well. All right. So that's why they both go in that category. Let's see what else. Oatmeal. Ooh, good one. That's a good one. Oatmeal is going to go over here, but with an asterisk. Again, some of them have asterisks. Why do they have an asterisk? It's because these are, so that's, you guys are naming out a lot of food, because these are carbohydrates. And these carbohydrates, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, those carbohydrates are going to raise your blood sugar. So you got to be careful in how you eat those. Grapes, think of fruit, watermelon, all that stuff. Think of fruit as a dessert. Think of it as a dessert. You think of it as a dessert, it'll be a whole lot better for your blood sugar. Baked potatoes, Nuts are going to go over here. I think we put nuts already over here. We didn't put nuts over here yet. So all things nuts are over here. Keep it going. Baked potato. It's going to go over here. Potatoes are good. We got potato already. Unleaded. Zero protein shakes and shakes grass fed. Zero protein shakes. What do you mean zero protein shakes? Zero sugar? Is it zero sugar? Are you talking about zero sugar with artificial? No. That's going to go in. That's going to go in most. I'm going to put most, not all protein shakes, but most protein shakes. Most protein shakes. Not all of them. Some of them are great. But things like Ensure and what else? What is the other one? You know, Ensure and all that. Give me another name. Those are going to go in the diesel fuel category. Those are going to go in the diesel fuel category. Dates are high in sugar. That's why you eat one or two, they're great for you. You eat the whole bag, it's not. There's a difference. You eat one or two dates, amazing. You're going to do great for your health, blood sugar, all of that. So eat it as a little treat. But if you eat the whole bag, yeah, you're going to run into some problems. So don't eat the whole. That's the true definition of moderation, is dates. Anything with a label, get rid of it. Why do sausages go in the diesel fuel category? Again, because they are group 1 carcinogens. Oranges, turkey. All right, questions. Who's got questions? I was told if it can be smashed with fingers, don't eat it. Whoa. That means you won't be eating nothing. That means that it sounds like you're just eating just straight up steak just all day, every day. That sounds like a carnivore diet. I don't recommend a carnivore diet. I don't recommend that because I don't think it's reasonable. I don't think it's legit for people to go just eating straight up meat all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't think that's sustainable for most people. So let's see. Chia seeds unleaded. Chia seeds are going to go in the unleaded cat. Those are seeds, nuts, and seeds. Yup. Anything with a label. Why do sausages go there? Peanut butter. Peanut butter is going to go over here. We got, peanut butter can go over here. But when you combine the peanut butter and the jelly sandwich, no. But peanut butter, yes. Peanut butter. Peanut butter, yes. But a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, no. Okay? Because you're adding the jelly and the bread on there. But if you're doing peanut butter, single ingredient peanut butter, great. Jello's going to go over here. Diesel fuel. I was told it can be herbal protein shake. It depends. I had to see the shake. If it's got anything dairy in there, I'm going to say no. Okay. Is keto diet good? Well, if it works for you, I say if it works for you, great. But if it doesn't work for you, for most people, it doesn't work for you. Similar to the carnivore diet, you got to be very, very restrictive on the amount of carbohydrates you eat. Yeah. In my program, I'm going to restrict you on your carbohydrates too, but we're using a percent. You get to eat a whole lot more, but you can eat the ones that you want. These ones with the asterisks on them, you can eat these ones that you want as long as they're clean, real, whole, unprocessed foods. If they're real, whole, unprocessed foods, most foods go through some form of processing. But if it's clean, whole, unprocessed foods, aka the unleaded fuel, boom. Staying away from the diesel fuels. So here's the thing, folks. There's a lot of stuff that could be hurting your blood sugar. But it's predominantly what you're eating. It's predominantly what you're eating that's causing your blood sugar to spike. It's a lot of things. I'm going to say that again. That could be hurting your health, but it's predominantly what you're eating. This is how you can start to get your numbers back to where you need them to be. Hello, is dieselless better or unleaded? Well, You tell me. Candy, pizza, Pepsi, Red Bull, cereal. This is the bad side. That's the bad side. This is the good side. That's the good side. What about sugar-free yogurt? That's going to go over here. That's artificial stuff, right? Sugar-free. It's sweet, isn't it? And when you taste it, it's sweet. So that's artificial stuff. That's going to go over here. Sugar-free. Sugar-free. What'd you say? Sugar-free yogurt. Yogurt already goes over here, but sugar-free yogurt definitely goes over there. Is dipping celery into peanut butter a healthy snack? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But just don't go crazy with it. Just don't be like, you just go eat the whole tub of peanut butter. Eat the whole tub of peanut butter. That's not great. You eat a whole half of it. That's not great either. But if you do a reasonable amount, it is a very healthy snack. Yes. Okay, diesel is not good. Yeah. Think of it just like going to the gas station and you put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine, your car is going to begin to break down. So basically, I need to find a few things to eat over and over, then have a cheat day. There's no such thing. Thank you for asking that. Here's what you need to eat. Here's what you eat, folks. When it comes to this, when it comes to diesel and unleaded fuel, here's what you need to remember. Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods. Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods. Yeah, eat what your body's made of. What's real, whole, unprocessed foods? Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds. This is all the stuff I'm naming over here. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes. You guys didn't even say it. Beans. Nobody even said beans, right? So we got fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, beans. And then for your leaner sources of protein, whatever protein source you choose. So whether it's turkey, chicken, salmon, like we got over here, salmon, you want to do, turkey, whatever you do, just make sure it's the leaner sources of protein, not the processed ones like sausages, like pepperonis, like bacon. See the difference here, folks? That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Understanding the difference between diesel fuel and unleaded fuel is very, very important when it comes to getting your blood sugar under control. Because here's the thing, folks. If you put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning car in the real world, your car is going to break down. Yeah, your car is going to break down here as well. If you fill up on diesel fuel most of the time, if you fill up on diesel fuel most of the time when you pull up to that pump, your engine, aka your body, is eventually going to start to break down. But here's the thing: the car is not very resilient. So when you put diesel fuel in it, it's done. Like the engine's done. But here's the thing: when it comes to the human body, you put diesel fuel in it, it's very, very resilient, and it wants to survive at all costs. So therefore, it will do everything in its power to kick, scratch, claw to stay alive. That is the mission of your body. Your mission of your body is to survive. So it's very, very resilient. So if you fill up on unleaded fuel most of the time, do you have to be perfect? No. Because I know a lot of people are still naming stuff. Like, we'll be here forever naming stuff. Okay? Am I asking you to be perfect? No, I'm not saying to be perfect. I'm saying that if you fill up on your car, the human body is very resilient. Not like if you put a little bit of diesel fuel into your car, just a little bit, it's still going to damage that engine. But in the human body, we're so resilient that you don't have to be perfect. It's just about what you do most of the time. Somebody asked about a cheat meal. It's not about a cheat meal. It's about what you do most of the time. So what you do most of the time matters the most. Are you filling up on diesel fuel most of the time? Or you're filling up on unleaded most of the time? We're talking about 90% of the time. You know how when you're when you're a kid and you're riding in the car on the highway, you're on a family trip, and you see the 18-wheeler and the guy, and you're just like, hey, hit this, you're just like this, and they're like, ha, I got you, kid. You remember that? Those are for the big 18-wheelers that's got those big This is 18-wheeler stuff over here. You don't want to fill up on that. You don't want to fill up on that. Because it will damage your engine. So you do it 10% of the time. In the human body, you can do it like 10% of the time. You don't got to be perfect. You want to hang out with your friends, have some birthday cake, like, oh, they bring in the birthday cake. Oh, you're in your sofa and you're like, happy birthday, and like blow out the candles. Have some birthday cake. But if you're having birthday cake every single meal, okay, then that's a problem. So this is it, folks. I want you to learn the difference between these two. Study them, take a screenshot of them, do whatever you got to do. But you understand the difference between these two fuel sources. Because everything that you eat, diesel fuels are all sugar foods. Yeah. Mostly, yeah. Not all of them, but mostly. New viewers don't fully follow. I get a fuel analogy. I sent your live to my daughter. Yeah, you maybe just joined us. But we're talking about the difference between diesel fuel and unleaded fuel. Everything that you eat is either going to be a carbohydrate, a protein, or a fat. Those are macronutrients. Carbohydrate, protein, fat. Now let's break that down even further. When you fill up on the food that you eat, it's either going to be either in unleaded or diesel fuel. Those are the two categories. That's it. So now we're just naming out food. Just name out any food in the world, whatever, and we're going to determine if it's unleaded fuel or diesel fuel, because you don't want to put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine, aka your body. That's it. Now you're caught up. Now you're caught up on where we are. The difference between diesel fuel and unleaded fuel. Wendy's chili. Wendy's, first of all, the first name Wendy's is going to go over here. Anything with Wendy's on it is going to go over here. Wendy's. If you're out and about, if you're in a jam, okay, you can have some Wendy's chili, but just take off the sour cream. If you're in a jam, just join. Thanks for repeating. You're quite welcome. That's what we're about. Here's the thing. Oatmeal, are you sure? I got oatmeal over here, but I got an asterisk on it. See, I got an asterisk on it. Yeah. So you got to be careful with the oatmeal. You got to be careful with that oatmeal. So here's the thing, folks. If you're just joining us, my name is Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, where we talk about all things insulin resistance, all things type 2 diabetes. All right. Who am I? I had diabetes, heart disease, and I was obese. The triple whammy, all three. I was obese just like He-Man is on my shirt. So here's the thing. No longer obese, no longer have diabetes, no longer have heart disease. Why? It's because I showed up and I did the work. What work is that? This is understanding, learning, what am I supposed to be eating? This is part of the work. And then actually putting in the work. So we're talking about the menu. So since we're talking about food, let's place an order. Everybody says, I'm gonna I'm gonna do this someday. Who would love to get their A1C to a 5.3? If you would love to get your A1C to a 5.3, put a me in the chat. I'm in Houston. Would love to pay you to help her. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We're getting ready to talk about that right now. Who would love to get their A1C to a 5.3? Put a me in the chat if that's what you would love to do. All right. Okay. Eat Ezekiel bread, sprouted bread. That's a lower glycemic. That's a better choice. Black dog. Okay. Here's the change you're going to have to order. Right here. You pull up to that gas station. There's a lot of stuff that could be hurting your health. There's a lot of stuff that could be preventing you from getting your A1C to a 5.3. But it's mostly what you're eating. So instead of saying someday, I want you to order your change today, not someday. Order it today. It's kind of like the restaurant. Check it out. If you went to the restaurant and the waiter came up to you and like, hey, what would you like to order? You say, hey, I want to get this is what you want. You want to get your A1C to a 5.3. But let's just say you go to the restaurant and at the restaurant, they ask you, what would you like to order? And you said, I don't know. Give me a little while. Let me think about it. Let me think about it for a little bit. And the waiter was like, okay, I'll come back in a little bit. Come back in a few minutes. So you come back in a few minutes and they're like, hey, well, what would you like to order? You're like, hold on, man. Give me a little bit more time. The waiter's like, all right, we'll give you a little bit more time. Let me look at the menu. So then they come back a little while later and they're like, yo, listen, the restaurant is about to close. You need to put in your order. The kitchen is about to close. Put in your order. We only got like 5 more minutes before the kitchen closes. You're like, all right, I'll put in my order. Let me get a water with lemon. You were there all night and all you ordered was a water with lemon? Really? That's what it feels like when you say someday. Someday I'm going to get my A1C to a 5.3. But at the end of the day, you don't bust a move to do nothing to get your A1C to a 5.3. Because I'm going to tell you, folks, you can take medication until you're blue in the face. You can take medication until you're blue in the face, just like this. Just like this pen. But nothing is going to happen unless you change your lifestyle. That's what's going to happen. That's what's on the menu for today. Order change today, not someday. How do we join your challenge? Here's how you join the challenge. If you're ready to order change today and not someday, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here's where you join the challenge right here. If you're new to me, a couple folks who are new to me, this is my 14-day blood sugar. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. And there's this link right here. This link that says Linktree. Sorry, there's some other folks on my other socials as well. Click this that says Linktree. Right there. You see that? Linktree. That's going to take you. If you're on my other socials, it's right here. It says that link in my description. It's going to say Linktree. There's a bunch of goodies on there. The quiz, the masterclass, all of that stuff. It's like Disney World, folks. You click right here. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you are ready to change what's on your menu, if you are ready to take control of your blood sugar, not now, but right now. If that's you. If you say, I am ready to get my blood sugar. I am ready to change. I am ready to change my fuel sources. I am ready to get my A1C to a 5.3. If you are ready, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. Over 300 people have joined this challenge. Here's how you join it right there. Click that link. That link in my TikTok bio will take you all the way there. It says $99 to join that challenge, but if you use that live discount code SAVE20, you're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What are we doing in this 14-day challenge? We're going to restructure this whole thing over here. This is the food that we're going to be eating. We're just going to restructure it. We're just going to show you how to eat it. We're just going to show you how to eat it differently. How? Based on your blood sugar. You want to unlock your diabetes freedom. If you want to unlock your diabetes freedom, would you say that that's what you wanted to do? What do you want to order off the menu? Please make your order because the kitchen is about to close. And what do I mean when the kitchen is closed? The kitchen is closed when they say, hey, it's time to amputate your toe. The kitchen's closed. The kitchen is closed on your toe. The kitchen is closed on your leg. The kitchen's closed. And it ain't opening back up on your toe. Or when you lose your sight, the kitchen's closed on your sight. We'll be back. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow. We'll open up tomorrow, hopefully. Or the kitchen's closed on your kidneys. Or when the kitchen gets ultimately closed, when the kitchen is shut down forever, like the business is shut down, the kitchen shut down, like everybody, it's shut down. There's no coming back. That's when you pay the ultimate price. You pass away at the age of 55 years old, like my sister did 2 years ago. Kitchen's closed for my sister forever. Can never hang out with my sister again, talk to my sister again about some of our favorite TV shows like Dexter. All because the kitchen closed at the age of 50, too soon, at 55 years old. So these are the stakes that we're playing with, folks. When it comes to this game, if you fill up on diesel fuel too much, you damage your engine, aka your blood sugar, aka insulin going high. If you're ready to play this game, we talked about the game earlier. If you're ready to play this game a whole lot better, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're serious about change, if you're serious about getting your net to a 5.3, don't let the kitchen close on you. Because you never know when the health inspector is going to come in and shut you down for good. So if you don't want to get shut down, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where? We're redoing the whole script, the blueprint. $79 to join that challenge. But if you use that live discount code to save 20, you're joining the challenge for $79 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Let's see, any questions? Any questions? Should a person see an endocrinologist for hormone imbalances? Yeah, you should. Go see your doctor. Absolutely. Absolutely. You definitely want to go see your endocrinologist. Here's the thing. It's always going to be lifestyle first, medication second. We need doctors. Doctors are important. Medication is very, very important if we need it. But most of the time, we don't need it because it's a lifestyle, type 2 diabetes. Most of these conditions are lifestyle, diet and lifestyle related conditions, meaning it was your diet and lifestyle that caused it. Mostly. So that's where you need to start first in specific areas, which we'll talk about. They said endocrinologists. How do we join the challenge? Yeah, got that one. Don't just eat 16-8 fast. Okay. Endocrinologists, what will an endocrinologist do? They're going to check your hormones. An endocrinologist is a hormone doctor. They're going to see if your hormones are out of whack, aka insulin being one of them. your thyroid, all the hormones. There's a lot of important, thank you for saying that. There's a lot of important hormones in the body, folks. But who can tell me which one is the most important hormone? That, folks, is insulin. That is the most important hormone in your body. Let's see. Should a person see an endocrinologist? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you should. Yeah. Could you explain artificial sugar on impact on diabetes? Yeah, artificial sugar is. Here's the thing on diabetes. We're just talking about the body. Period. Here's the thing. You ever heard somebody pinch yourself? Like, hey, pinch me. When you pinch me, that's to see if it's real. Artificial sugar. So you got a real body. When you put artificial stuff into a real body, you're putting diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine, a real body. And as a result, you damage it. Why? It's because your body knows that it's not real. You crave more sugar. If you're craving real sugar and you try to replace it with some artificial sugar, your body's going to say, what the hell is this? Give me the real sugar. That's why you crave more sugar. It's because your body's real. So it doesn't raise your blood sugar, but what artificial sugars do is they raise your insulin levels. Funny enough, huh? Okay. And they also damage your gut. And they're also major contributors to things like cancer because it's artificial. And you've got a real body. That's why. Let's see. Good teaching. Thank you, my good sir. Appreciate the good teacher appreciation. Thank you. Kind to. Thank you, sir. Thank you, my good sir. I may try it. Yeah, if you're suffering from this condition, insulin resistance, you should definitely try it. Because here's why. It's a proven blueprint. It says if you show up and you do the work and you do it again the next day, you're going to get the results. Just like everybody else who has joined this challenge. 300 people have joined this challenge. My toe was amputated. I'm sorry to hear that, John. Sorry to hear that, my good sir. The code is SAVE20. That is the code. That is the discount code, SAVE20. One word, though. No space. One word. I have so many good allergies that it's difficult to eat. Yeah, it starts in the gut, Layla's Kitchen. Right there, right where you're talking about kitchen, Layla's Kitchen, that's exactly where it starts. And it starts by getting the allergies in your gut and all that stuff and stuff that you're allergic to. It starts right there. Starts by cutting out the diesel fuel and coming over more over on this side. Change those microbes in your gut. I know you have food allergies. Change those microbes in your gut. Good morning. Is A1C of 5.2 bad? No, that's great. 5.3. Everybody said they want to get their A1C to a 5.3 or 5.2. That's great. Explain why bacon and dairy isn't a part of the diesel list. Well, like I was saying earlier, bacon is a processed meat. Processed meats are called group 1 carcinogens. Processed meats have things called nitrites and nitrates in them. So things like bacon, salami, all of that stuff, pepperonis, hot dogs, that's all that goes in the diesel fuel category because those are processed meats, group 1 carcinogens, known to cause cancer, and also known for their excessive amounts of saturated fat. And if you're suffering from insulin resistance, aka diabetes, type 2 diabetes, then you don't want to add on more and more saturated fat. So that's why. What's up, Netta? Oh, and then dairy, same thing. Dairy is, if you want to know more about dairy, you watch, because I talked about dairy a little bit. Dairy is very, very controversial. If you want to know more about dairy, check out this lecture called Utterly Amazing. Utterly, UDDER, Utterly Amazing, by my man Walter Veith. You check that out and you will be astonished in what dairy is. So that's why dairy goes in the diesel fuel category. What about magnesium and berberine supplements? Great. Yeah, those are great. We all need supplements. Everybody, the human body, because we can't get everything from everywhere. So we need supplements because it's a big earth. It's a big earth. It's a big earth. That's what I meant to say. So we can't be all over the planet. And in this modern society, we don't get all the nutrients that we need because of how the food is designed, basically. So everybody needs supplements. So magnesium is great. Berberine, you can use that as a supplement as well. It's not the end all be all. The end all be all is changing your lifestyle. So it is a lifestyle, diet and lifestyle related condition. So once you get the diet and lifestyle first, okay, then we can start talking about the missing supplements. Sorry, I had to leave for a minute. Are frozen vegetables okay? Yeah, frozen vegetables are okay. Yeah, frozen vegetables are okay. You're quite welcome. Quite welcome. Let me see. All right. What we talked about? Let's do a little recap on this live, folks. If you're just joining us, I will join today, I think. Yeah. Use that discount code SAVE20 if you're doing that 14-day challenge. Here's a little recap. We talked about this game of blood sugar Tetris. Then we play that everything that you eat. Remember, how your blood sugar responds is based on the foods that you eat. And what are the foods that you're eating? Either a carbohydrate, a protein, or fat. And based on those, you're going to break it down to two more categories. It's going to be either unleaded fuel or diesel fuel. That's it. And then you just start naming stuff from there. That's kind of just how it goes. That's the hierarchy. So let's do it. Let's do a recap. Let's do a recap of this live. I'm gonna take y'all. We're gonna talk back to the basics. Just a little recap for those who are just joining us. For those who are just joining us, here's what we've been talking about all day. How we doing? My name's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist. Here it is. Here's what we talked about. Here's what we covered. Topic number one today was, okay, how do we get our A1C to a 5.3? What's this game that we're playing? And it's a game of blood sugar Tetris. So that's it was protein. It was Tetris. So Tetris. Blood sugar Tetris. That's the name of the game. Blood sugar Tetris. That was it. We talked about, and what's there? We got fats. We got protein. This is the breakdown. And then we got carbs. That's it. Based on everything that you eat, either it's going to be a fat, a protein, or a carbohydrate. That's it. Your blood sugar is going to respond based on those ingredients. That's it. This is where it all starts. Next, we break down the proteins and the fats and the carbohydrates. The next one is either you got unleaded, and then you got diesel. These are the two fuel sources. These are the fuel sources. Fuel. That's it. And based on the percentages, how much diesel are you eating versus how much unleaded? Typically, you want to do 90%. 90% unleaded and 10% diesel. What does that equal? You remember fruits, veggies, all of that stuff. Ultimately, it leads to great health, great health, health, and TH, or poor health. Specifically, type 2 diabetes. Specifically for type 2 diabetes. That's how it goes. That's the hierarchy. Depending on if you want to get your blood sugar 5.3, it's the average of blood sugar over the past 3 months. What's been the average? Based on the foods that you're eating, whether that be fat, whether that be protein, whether that be carbohydrate, your body's going to use it as a fuel source. Either you're eating unleaded, remember fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, all that stuff, or diesel fuel. Diesel fuel is all of the other stuff. The Ho-Ho Twinkies, the Ding Dongs, the Kit Kats, all of that stuff. That's the diesel fuel. The Mountain Dews, all of that stuff that we were naming earlier goes into the diesel fuel category. And you see the percentage? This is the equation, folks. That's it. This is how it works. This is how your blood sugar works. Okay? There's a lot of things that could be hurting your health, but it's when your blood sugar, but it's predominantly what you're eating. That's what it is. There's other areas, but it's predominantly what you're eating. Here's the thing. Here's what I want y'all to remember, folks. When it comes to eating, when it comes to your blood sugar, write this one down. Jot this one down. If you don't remember anything that I tell you from this live, just remember that, folks. Just remember that when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. One more time. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. Oh, but when the diet is correct, medication is of no need, folks. If you're serious about change, which so many people said that they are, a lot of people said they're serious about change. If you would love to get your A1C to a 5.3, put a me in the chat. If you would love to get your A1C to a 5.3, put a me in the chat. Depending on where's your A1C right now. If you're okay with your put your A1C in the chat right now. Put it in the chat. Mine got up to a 6.5, right? 6.5 is what my A1C got up to. Now remember, he said A1C is the average of sugar that has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. It's the average, how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. Put yours in the chat. Me, 7. What's a 5.3 when checking at home on the meter? 5.3. That's what I've never done one of those at home one tests. I don't know how to do those at home tests. I go to the doctor, okay, to get the official test. 7, 5.8. Okay. Here's the thing. 5.8. Give me what are your numbers? Put your number. Mine got up to a 6.5. That's what mine got up to, folks. Here's the thing. If your number is way too high, if you say, hey, listen, my number is high, and I'm ready to get off of that train. 6.2, 7, 4.2. Wow. That's high. I mean, low, sorry. That's low. 6 your hemoglobin is at a 6. Yeah, that's low too. That's low. Have you ever gotten a blood transfusion? I'm probably bet that you probably have. So that is another good point. What is hemoglobin A1C? Hemoglobin A1C is literally the oxygen, the air that you breathe. Every time you breathe out in an oxygen, that is hemoglobin. That's hemoglobin, oxygen-rich red blood cells. And the A1C, that's 5.3 that we're talking about, getting your A1C to a 5.3, that is a percent. That is the percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin, has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. And you can, but here's the thing. The higher the percentages, so if your numbers start getting into the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, the 10s, 11s, the 12s, all that, 13s, 14s, 15s, 16s, 17s, that means that you have a higher percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin. 5.3, 4.9 or 5, you want to be as close to 5 as possible. That's the healthy range. So hemoglobin is very, very important, folks. You don't want sugar stuck to your hemoglobin. That causes glycation. What's glycation? Oh yeah, the sticky stuff, the sugar, it's infecting basically your cells. Your cells are now being infected by too much sugar. It's like the attack of the sugars. And as a result, all of that sugar chokes out your hemoglobin. And what's hemoglobin? The life that you breathe. It's why when your hemoglobin gets too low, they have to give you a blood transfusion. They have to give you a blood transfusion because your hemoglobin is too low. So that's it, folks. That's what hemoglobin A1C is. You start knocking that sugar off, you start doing the work, which we're going to talk about the work right now. What is the work? The work is showing up every day and doing the work, especially when it comes to your nutrition. Can you repeat the diet and medication one more time, please? Yeah, I think you mean when the diet, here it is, you ready? When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Correction. Hemoglobin was a 7, now it's a 6. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got to the point where they say, hey, have you ever gotten a blood transfusion before? I'm curious, right? Because that's usually when it starts getting that low, that's when they start talking about it. But the reason that they're going to give you a blood transfusion is because you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood flowing through all of your cells, aka your hemoglobin. Iron and oxygen-rich blood needs to be carried through every cell of your body. Type 2 diabetes can be reversed. Type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. So the same way that I reverse it is the same way that you're going to be able to reverse it. Here's how you can tell if you can reverse type 2 diabetes. You go to the doctor. You go to the doctor, right? And you be like, yo, doc, can I get one of these tests, doc? Can I get a C-peptide? Can I get a C-peptide test, doctor? So a C-peptide test will determine how much insulin you are producing. If you're producing more than enough insulin, then that means absolutely you can. That means that you can fix most of the damage. Some of the damage can be too daunting, though, right? Like I told you before, when the kitchen's closed, it's closed. They close the toe on your kitchen, it's closed. There's no reversing that. But anything other than that, the kitchen ain't closed, you can reverse it. Especially when it comes to insulin resistance. Because here's the thing about insulin resistance. You know what? You know the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes? Here's the difference between type 1 and type 2, folks. Type 1 autoimmune condition means you don't produce enough insulin. Type 2 diabetes, or you probably don't even produce any at all. Type 1. So you're insulin dependent. Dependent means you're depending on insulin from an outside source. You have to use that to live your life. If not, you won't survive, because that's how important the hormone is. Insulin is that important. You need it. So here's the thing. If you're type 2 diabetic, it's the opposite. It means you got too much. It means you got too much. My husband is weak and muscle loss. Sorry to hear that. Is C-peptide the same as a fasting insulin? Pretty much. You can get one or the other. Is C-peptide the same as a fasting insulin? That's the question. Pretty much, and the answer is pretty much. Either one. You can tell by either one. So whether it's a C-peptide or whether it's a fasting insulin, you can tell. You can tell whether you can reverse the condition or not. Because type 2 diabetes means this. You've got too much insulin. That's why you're insulin resistant. That's what insulin resistant is. So you've got too much, so you've got to reduce the amount of insulin. How do you reduce the amount of insulin? Oh yeah, by laying off of the diesel fuel. You lay off the diesel fuel, you'll reduce your insulin requirements. I promise you, you will. No infusion. Doctor said A1C 3, Moss says goal is 5.3. Okay with 5.5. Is okra okay? Okay with 5.5. All right. That's low still. Is okra water good for insulin resistance? I've heard a lot about okra water. I haven't tried it myself, but I'm sure that it is. Here's why. It's because it's a plant. So yes, I would say absolutely. So here we go. That's it. If you guys are ready for change, like I said before, if y'all are ready to play this game a whole lot better, because a lot of people said that they want to get their A1C to a 5.3. A lot of people said that. But it's about not just saying it. We're going to have to do some work. We're going to have to show up every day and do the work. Like I said before, there's a lot of things that could be hurting your health, but it's predominantly what you are eating. I lost 20 pounds fasting so I won't become pre-diabetic. All right. I lost 20 pounds and my A1C went down to a 5.6. I want to gain at least 10 pounds. Is that okay? I mean, is that why do you want to gain it back? Do you need to gain it back? You feel you're skinny, or you want to put on muscle? You want to put on 10 pounds of muscle, okay. But just to gain weight, yeah, I don't see the need for that. I want to change. I want to change quick. I want changes quickly. If you want changes quickly, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Why? Because here's why. What's the challenge? It's a nutrition blueprint. Here's what's happening on that nutrition blueprint. Here's the results that some people are getting. Real people, real results. Someone took their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days and was taken off of their medication by their doctor after doing the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. After they did it, 14 days, day 1, medication, Manjaro, all of this stuff. Day 14, doctor took them off their medication. A1C dropped 2 points. I don't know how quickly you want, but that's pretty quickly. Is that going to happen for everybody? No, it's not going to happen for everybody. It happens for the people who do the work. If you go from someone went from a 7.1 to a 5.7. This ain't just wake up and do this. They had to get outside. They had to do something. They had to get outside of their comfort zone. And they realized that change wasn't their enemy, that their comfort zone was. That was the real enemy. Those are the people who have joined that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. They've gotten to the point where change wasn't just desired, it was downright necessary. If you got to the point where your blood sugar is just all over the place and you can't control it and you don't know what to do, you don't know what to do. If that's you, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where is it? It's in that link in my description. There's a bunch of goodies on here already. Quiz, masterclass, that's all free stuff. The quiz is free, masterclass is free. All you got to pay is attention. But for my 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, that one, folks, is for people who are serious about serious change. If you are ready to take control of your blood sugar, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you do not want your kitchen to close, like the analogy we talked about earlier, your kitchen being closed. If you do not want your kitchen to close early, aka they take your toe and all that stuff. If you've gotten to the point where you say, I'm ready, man, that's it. It's it. You should join this challenge. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. $99 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But use that live discount code. The live discount code. SAVE20 for my other socials over here as well. If you join that, if you just use that discount code SAVE20, you're joining for $79, 20% off. And for my other socials, sorry, I forgot about you. I didn't mean to forget about you guys over there. Here you go. You click right here. There it is right here. Boom. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This is the reset you've been looking for. If you say, hey, my body's been asking for a reset. My body's been begging for a reset. I feel it. Your body's been begging for a reset. I think you should go ahead and listen. If your body's been begging for a reset, join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code SAVE20. SAVE20. Let's see here. So what do I get? A list of foods? Yeah, you get the blueprint. You show up, you do the work, and you get me as your tour guide. That's what you really get. You get me as your tour guide. I'm going to be your tour guide throughout this journey. I'm going to be your captain. You ever seen the movie with Tom Hanks, Captain Phillips, when they say, hey, listen, the bad guys took over the ship and they say, hey, listen, I'm the captain now. Y'all remember that in the movie? I'm the captain now. So when you join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where you're going to get everything designed for you, everything's designed for you. The menu's designed for you. The shopping list is designed for you. Everything is designed for you. If you're suffering from high blood sugar, it is for you. If you have insulin resistance, if you have gestational diabetes, pre-diabetes, any form of type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar, whatever, erectile dysfunction, PCOS, 14-day challenge is for you. You get me as your tour guide. I'll be the captain of your ship. It's about getting outside of your comfort zone for 14 days. You get outside of your comfort zone for 14 days, amazing things will happen. If you've got enough reasons, amazing things will happen. Everybody says they want to get their A1C to a 5.3. But when it comes down to doing the work, most people are like, oh, hell no. We're going to talk about what the real work is next. A lot of people are like, hell no, I don't want to do the real work. But when you do the real work, you get the real results. Counting carbs is hard. I have a low protein calorie diet, no junk food, lost 10 pounds. You're absolutely right, Rosebud. That's why most people won't do it. That's why counting calories is not sustainable. Counting calories is not sustainable because no one wants to count freaking calories all day. Nobody wants to count calories all damn day. You're absolutely right. Hello, I'm type 2. If you are a type 2 diabetic, I'm going to say it again. If you are a type 2 diabetic and you are suffering from insulin resistance, and you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, you tried everything, nothing has worked. Or maybe you've got a doctor's appointment and you're scared to go to the doctor's appointment. You say, listen, if every doctor visit just feels like bad news, if every doctor's visit feels like bad news, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where it's a nutrition blueprint. After 14 days, People who go to the doctor now, they're excited to go to the doctor. Like someone today, she's going to the doctor today. She's very excited about going to the doctor. When have you ever been excited about going to the doctor? She's excited about going to the doctor because she did the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and she just felt her body change. Here's where you join. Where do you join? People asking. Here's where you join. You click right here, and then you click on my picture again. So you got to click, follow me right here. So you click this link, or you click here, and then you click on my picture again. It's going to take you to this link right here. Like I said, if you're on my other socials, it's a little bit different, but it's going to take you to that link, and it's right here. You click that link, it says Linktree. Click that link, says Linktree. Click right here, the quiz, masterclass, all free stuff. Go grab those freebies. But right here, that orange one, that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, that's the one that you need. That's the one that you say if you're ready for change. If you say, I'm ready to take control of my blood sugar, not now, but right now. I'm not going to let my kitchen close on me, the analogy we used earlier, if you just joined us. Don't let your kitchen close early. Right? That's how you join the 14-day challenge. It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use the discount code to save 20, save 20, see, there she is right there, Bridget. She's ready to go to the doctor right now. She's ready. When have you ever been excited? Why? Because she did the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. She's felt her body change. This is what she said. Just feel her body change. And she can see the numbers on the meter change. So she's excited to go to say, hey, doc, when you pull my numbers, what's my new A1C? What's my new blood sugar range? I lost a few pounds. Yeah. So here's the thing, folks. You want to join that challenge? Use that discount code, save 20. Don't let someday keep you from keep you starving for real results. Don't let someday keep you starving for real results. You were like, someday I'm gonna do it. You got to place your order today. Someday. I'm gonna do it someday. You're gonna be starving, I'm telling you. Starving for real results. So do it today. You want to do it today? Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge where you ain't going to be starving. You're going to actually, in this 14-day challenge, you're going to be eating real good. Okay? You're going to be eating real good. Ain't that right, Bridget? You're eating real good. You're going to be full, all that kind of stuff. You ain't going to be wanting the cravings. The cravings typically go away after about a week. What cravings is that? Oh, yeah, the food noise. Anybody ever have food noise? Who has food noise? Put a me in the chat if you've got food noise. If you're just like, yo, the food noise is high, bro. Like, I can't resist the candy. I can't resist it's just always calling my name. Put a me in the chat. Change diet, exercise, cardio, health works. He's telling the truth. Thank you, Rosebud. That's it. That's what you got to do. So this is it, folks. 14-day blood sugar. If you're ready for real change, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If the doctor has given you all of the warning signs, but no real roadmap, then the 14-day challenge is that map. Okay? It is the map. Let's go to the next topic, folks. Let's go to the next topic. What's the next topic? Let's see. We got some time. Oh, let's see which way we can go now. So we understand the basics over here. Let's see what we got. Okay. Let's find out the work that we got to do. There's some work that we're going to have to do, folks. Who would love to get their A1? Now we're starting to get serious. Now we're starting to up the ante. And we're starting to get serious. Let me get a better eraser over here. That's still pretty awful. All right, folks. Who would love to get their A1C to a 5.3? Put a me in the chat. I think a lot of folks said that. We're going to talk about the work that we got to do. Put a me in the chat. Over here as well. Don't be bashful over here. Put a me in the well as well. If you would love to get your A1C back to the normal range, you'd love to get off of the blood sugar roller coaster, put a me in the chat. Let me see. Sugar and junk food, that's my cravings. Mine left in 14 days. Okay. Yeah, it'll leave. But you got to do the work. You got to go through the pain first. You got to go through the pain of my sugar. You get through that pain through the first few days, you'll notice some changes. If you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, a lot of people notice changes after 3 days, but you'll really notice the changes after about day 5, day 7. It's a proven system, folks. It's a blueprint. How do you build a house? First, you got to have the blueprint. How do you rebuild your body? How do you rebuild your blood sugar? First, you got to have the blueprint. 14-day challenge is the blueprint. A lot of people said that they want to get their A1C to a 5.3. But you're going to have to do some work. And here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to maintain your pace. There's a lot of things, folks. There's a lot of things that will contribute to poor health. And it's all based on if you're maintaining your pace or not. Here's the medication that you've got to prescribe to yourself. I can't prescribe you this medication. Your doctor can't prescribe you this medication. The only person that can prescribe yourself this medication is you. You're the only person that can prescribe yourself this medication. Your mom, your doctor, your lawyer, your kids, your spouse, nobody except for you can prescribe yourself this medication. Here's how you get your A1C to a 5.3. It's called lifestyle medicine. Because here's what I believe. Here's what I believe. I believe that it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. You cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first. Jot this one down. You cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first. Okay, then we can talk about the medication. But it should always be lifestyle first, because type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle-driven condition. High blood sugar is a lifestyle-driven condition. So here's what you're going to have to do. The first part of this lifestyle medicine formula that you've got to prescribe yourself, the P stands for peaceful mind. Stress management, very, very important. If you do not have your stress under control, if you do not get that under control, you're going to throw everything else out the window. Diabetes, it's going to be exacerbated. Blood sugar going to be exacerbated. Weight loss, you ain't going to lose it. You ain't going to lose no weight. Why? Because you're stressed. Stress is the great equalizer. Cortisol is the great equalizer. It will cancel everything out, folks. It will cancel literally everything else out. Why? Because when you get stressed, you release cortisol, you release adrenaline, you release stored blood sugar. And where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So if you're chronically stressed, you ain't gonna lose no weight. Your blood sugar is always gonna be high because you're stressed. It'll cancel everything else, I promise you. So here's the prescription. You got to write a prescription for yourself in each of these areas. And in this area, peaceful mind, here's the prescription. It is called the 3 M's. 3 M's, folks. Write these down. Jot these down. It's meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's, folks. You got that? And somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. I know that you use this live discount code, SAVE20. So shout out to you. Check your text message. I just sent you a text. So shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where you're going to get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. Yeah, it's Carletta. Thank you. You joined. You did it. You did it. You shout out to you. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, it's all this about showing up and doing the work. What's the work? Oh, yeah. This is the work. The next part of the lifestyle medicine formula is what you got to prescribe to yourself, is having an active body. This is the part of the prescription that people hate the most. When they say, man, is it possible to be allergic to activity, Kelley? Is it possible for me to be allergic to activity? And I say, hell no, it's not possible to be allergic to activity. Why? It's because human beings are designed to move. You see this He-Man right here? You really think He-Man is allergic to activity? Like, this is a joke that I got. He-Man's not. He-Man doesn't have a pot belly. He-Man's out moving his body, fighting Skeletor. So when human beings were created, there was no Netflix. Couldn't binge watch Love is Blind. We had to move. So here's the prescription that you got to write for yourself. Because if you're suffering from insulin resistance, if you're suffering from high blood sugar, you want to get your A1C to a 5.3, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to prescribe yourself 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, 4 to 5. We'll say 5. We'll say 4 at a minimum. 30 minutes a day, 4 or 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. $30 minutes a day. Thank you, Miss Carletta. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. People always say, well, what's moderate intensive movement? We can go make it more complicated, but here's what it is basically. It just basically means that you're in that gray area where you can talk, but you cannot sing. If you're moving your body, says that you can talk. If you're on a treadmill, I can still talk, but I can't sing. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. In that little gray area. If you're on a treadmill, you say, hey, I can sing. Then that means you need to pick up the pace. So 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. Okay, the C of getting your A1C to a 5.3, folks, here it is. Clean eating. Clean eating. You're going to exercise on your lunch break. Great. You're going to move on your lunch break. Great. Clean eating. Like I told you before, there's a lot of things that could be hurting your health, but it's predominantly, it's a lot of things that could be hurting your health, but it's predominantly what you're eating. That's what it is. And when like I said earlier, when the diet is wrong, medication, it's of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. You don't need it. Think of the power of that. Think of the power of that statement. That's not my statement. That's an ancient Ayurvedic proverb. I'm not smart enough to think of that. But it is a slick line. And it is true. Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods. That's the prescription. Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods. What does that mean? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, and whatever protein source you choose. So whatever you choose. I don't tell people what to eat anymore. But anyhow, I mean, as far as what protein source, because it's a very, very controversial. Okay, it's an endless merry-go-round. So when it comes to protein, make sure it's the leaner sources of protein. Things like chicken, turkey, salmon, tofu, tempeh, egg, steak, whatever you choose, whatever your preference is. Things that are not in the clean eating category are things like what we talked about earlier. This all leads back to the food. Remember that? Diesel fuel and unleaded? Things that are not are like sausages. Those are processed meats. Anything that pretty much in the middle aisle, cereals and all of the ho-ho Twinkies and the ding dongs and all of that stuff. All of that, that is processed foods, aka diesel fuel. That's not clean eating. And for my Louisiana folks, now I hate to hurt some people's hearts, because I know we probably got some folks in here from Louisiana, and I don't mean to hurt your heart. But boudin is not clean eating, folks. Crawfish are not clean eating. You know the song, I'm gonna suck them head off them dead crawfish. Sucking the head off of a crawfish is not clean eating, folks. They're called mud bugs for a reason. Mud bugs. All right, here we go. Clean eating. We spent some time on clean eating earlier, but it goes for itself, speaks for itself. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Okay? Let's talk about this E. The E stands for effective what? Effective something. Effective what, folks? Effective what? Any guesses? No guesses. Well, it's effective sleep. Effective sleep. Why is sleep so important? You're like, well, what people always ask me, well, Kelley, what the hell sleep got to do with it? Well, sleep got a whole hell of a lot to do with it. Because if you don't get enough effective sleep, here's what's going to happen. You ain't going to be unlocking no diabetes freedom, I can tell you that much. Why? Because the lack of sleep, 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep is the prescription. 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep is the prescription. Why? Because if you don't get effective sleep, the very next day you wake up more hungry. You wake up hungry. The very next day you wake up more insulin resistant. The very next day you wake up more insulin resistant. The very next day you're stressed out. You're stressed. Why? Because the lack of sleep is a stressor. Why are you stressed? Because you didn't get enough sleep? Why? It's because that's when your brain needs the most energy. Did you know that when you sleep, your brain is the organ that uses the most energy? And how your brain recovers is based on the amount of sleep that you use, that you get. So when those neurons are firing and everything, it's going through all the trillions of memories and the neurons and the reorganizing stuff, and your brain is going wacky at night. If you don't get it, if you interrupt that process, your hormones won't reset properly. Nothing's going to reset properly. You're gonna wake up the next day feeling all groggy and like foggy headed and like real snappy. You're gonna be stressed, and all that's gonna cancel each other out. Let's just say if you're working out, great. You're working out, you're eating good, but you got poor sleep. So what's that gonna do? You're not gonna be able to lose any weight. You're not gonna be able to get your blood sugar the way you need it to be. Because the lack of sleep, here's why. You say you're not getting enough sleep. You're working out and you're eating. Great. You got the A and the C, great. But your E's all messed up. That caused you to be stressed. That caused you to release more cortisol. That caused you to release more blood sugar from your liver. And where blood sugar goes, oh yeah, remember? Insulin follows. Remember that, folks? So it's all a big old circle. So this is what you got to do. To maintain your pace, this is the formula. Maintain your pace. How do I get my number to a 5.3? How do I get off? How do I get my lifestyle right? How do I get the inflammation to go down? How do I get all of that? I want my life back. I want to keep my toe. Here's the thing. This is what you're going to have to order. Remember what we talked about? If you're just joining us, we talked about ordering in the kitchen. What are you going to order? Don't go to the restaurant and just sit at the table and the waiter comes out and they ask you what you want to order and you keep saying, hold on. I'll come back in 10 minutes. And they come back and you keep saying the same thing until they eventually come back and say, hey, the restaurant is about to close. You need to put in your order. Or else it's going to close. The restaurant's going to close. The kitchen's going to close. And you say, okay, all right, I'll order. But then you just order a water with a lemon? Come on. No. You got to put in your real order. And this is the order. This was on the menu. This was on the menu, a 5.3. This is the order that you got to put in though. To get to that 5.3, to get that delicious number right there that you want, you're going to have to put this in on your order when you go to the restaurant. These are the meds you're going to have to prescribe yourself. Right here. One big old circle. You're going to have a peaceful mind. You're going to have an active body. You're going to have to do some clean eating. And you got to get some effective sleep. You just don't have to keep on maintaining your pace. So that's the prescription, folks, to getting your life back. Prescribe yourself these medications. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Let's see. We got some questions. Hold on. Let's see. Y'all got some questions. Let's see. Yeah. I wish I could sleep 6 hours a night. So when I get up to listen and go to the bathroom and relax my mind. I wish I could sleep 6 hours a night. So when I get up, I just go to the gym and that relax my mind. Okay, got it. What's your sleep hygiene like? Are you on the day shift, night shift? Which one is it? Because I can understand if you're on the day shift. But here's the thing. It's about your sleep hygiene. you want to know more about sleep hygiene, I recommend that you register for the masterclass. Click the link in my description, my TikTok description here, and go get in on that masterclass, where I talk about more things. I break down this formula right here. I give you tactics in each area, and sleep being one of those areas right here. Sleep being one of those areas right here. Look, click that link. Link tree right there. Click that link in my TikTok description right here, and check it out right here. The masterclass right here. You go register for that masterclass right there. That masterclass is a free masterclass. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to do. Pay attention in that masterclass. That's it. That's all you got to do. I'm going to break down each of these areas, and I'm going to give you tactics in each area, and sleep being one of those areas. So we got to check your sleep hygiene to find out, why can't you sleep at night? Why can't you stay asleep? And we'll start right there. It's a free masterclass. Stress and sleep pattern is up and down for me. Yeah, if your stress is up and it's down, if it's up and it's down, yeah, that could be a problem. That's a real problem. I told you it's the great equalizer. How many nights of good sleep will work if 7 is a struggle? What do you mean? How many nights of sleep? How many nights of sleep will work if 7 is a struggle? You want to aim, I don't understand the question, but you want to aim for 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep every single night. Every single night. That's how many. Every single night. If you're on the night shift, you definitely need to be super diligent about your schedule. You got to be so diligent about your schedule that it's not even funny when it comes to nighttime, because you're already going against nature. So if you're already going against nature, you have to do something a little bit different. You will have to be like, when people are, hey, come hang out with me or do this or that in the morning time when you get off of your night shift. Like, no. I got to go home and I got to prioritize my sleep, because I'm already going against nature, going to sleep in the daytime when I'm supposed to be awake. That's why I got to use the blackout. That's why I got to use blackout thingies. 5 nights of 8 hours. If you get 5 nights or 8 hours, yeah, that's great. What are you getting on the other nights? Those other 2 nights that you're talking about. What's happening there? You're working the night shift again. If that's your work schedule, just be super diligent. Just when someone says, hey, they want to take your time, or you're supposed to be asleep, and someone says, hey, we want you to come hang out here or that or whatever, this is what you tell them. You say, not right now, but if that changes, I'll call you. You hit them with that. Not right now, but if that changes, I'll call you. That's what you tell them. I'll call you. I mean, see that little part I did? I'll call you. Thank you. Thank you kindly, B girl. So let's do this last part right here, folks. This last part of this lifestyle medicine formula here's the last part, because I know a lot of people said they want to get their A1C to a 5.3, but it stands for it's substance abuse. That's what it is. Substance abuse. Things like alcohol. Alcohol, folks, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, alcohol is not your friend. It's not your friend. Day job, mentally stressful, and won't shut down at night. Yeah. Day job, mentally stressful, won't shut down at night. Yeah. Sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene. Watch that masterclass. But back to it. Substance abuse. Alcohol is not your friend. Suffering from insulin resistance is not your friend. Suffering from a high A1C is not your friend. Cigarettes are not your friend. You're suffering from insulin resistance. So that's it, folks. These are the areas. This is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to keep on maintaining your pace every single day. You fall off the wagon, you get yourself back on. You fall off, you get yourself back on. You fall off, you get yourself back on. So, who's got questions? This is making sense to y'all, folks, on what it is that you have. Who? Let me ask you before I say that. What number are you at when it comes to doing this work right here? What number are you at when you say, "Listen, I am ready for change right now"? I'm at a 10. I'm at a 10, or maybe you're at a 6. What's your level of change right now? What's your level of order on that menu? When you order on that menu, what are you ordering? We talked about the restaurant earlier. What's your number? Are you at a 10? Are you at a 5? You say, I do anything that I can to get my A1C to a 5.3 because that's how ready I am. I'm ready to stop the pain. I'm ready to stop this neuropathy. I'm ready to save my vision. I'm ready to keep my toes. What level are you at? Are you at like a 10? I'm ready to get my energy back. What level are you at, folks? Anybody? Okay. Who wants to get their A1C to a 5.3? Anybody? How many people still here want to get their A1C to a 5.3? But to do that, here's what you got to do. Here's what you got to do. You got to maintain your pace. I just need to get my stress under control. You know what you need to do. You know what needs to be ordered on that menu then. To get your number here to a 5.3, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to show up. You're going to have to do the work. And you have to do it again the next day. What's the work? This is the work, folks. This is the work. If you need help with this, you say, listen, I need help with this. I'm struggling. I've been struggling for many, many years because we're getting ready to get out of here in 8 minutes. I've been struggling for many, many years. And I don't want to struggle with this anymore. Can I check the conversations and more tabs? What's the more tabs? If you've been struggling with this condition, you say, I don't want to struggle with this anymore. If you're tired of surviving and you're ready to start thriving, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a 14-day blueprint that almost 300 people have joined. You join this 14-day challenge, here's what we're going to do. We're giving you the blueprint, the nutrition blueprint. What to eat, when to eat. It's a streamlined approach. We're cutting out the diesel fuel, giving you straight unleaded. Fruits, vegetables, well, not fruits in there, but vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, beans, all the stuff you eat, chicken, turkey, all the stuff you eat, we're just changing the order of what you eat. That's all we're doing. With that simple change, cutting out the diesel fuel and changing the way that you eat your real food, you're going to get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. So if you've had your hand raised and said, I'm struggling with this condition, and all I do is 5 years down the road, all I'm probably going to be doing is taking more and more medication. Because here's the thing, folks, I'm going to tell you. If nothing changes, then nothing is going to change. If you continue to do what you've been doing, the chances are your medication is not going to, only thing that's going to change in 5 years is your prescription. That's the only thing that's going to change is your prescription. Here's what you need to order off the menu. We talked about the menu earlier. Here's what the order needs to be. To get your A1C to a 5.3, here's what the order needs to be. You say, this is what, then when the waiter comes, say, this is what I'm going to do. This is what my life's going to be about, and nothing is going to stop me. This is what I'm going to do. This is what my life's going to be about, and nothing is going to stop me. I'm going to get myself off of these medications. I'm going to get my health back to where it needs to be. I'm going to get my blood sugar. I'm going to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, because here's the thing. Type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. It is a totally reversible condition. You just got to do the work. You just got to get out of your own way. Because what stands in the way, this right here, becomes the way. Change isn't the enemy. Your comfort zone is. That's the real enemy. Like I said before, for things to change, you are going to have to change. That's it. You're going to have to change, because all of the McDonald's and Burger King and Whole Twinkies and Ding Dongs and all of your favorite snacks, Little Debbie's, that ain't going to change. Matter of fact, it's only going to get crazier. More and more processed foods. That's never going to change. So for things to change in your life, you know what's going to happen? You have got to change. And what is it that you have to change? Oh yeah, you have to change your lifestyle. Because if I want to get my number to a 5.3, I want to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, I'm going to have to change my lifestyle in these specific 4 areas. Stress management, activity, eating, eating and sleeping. I'm going to have to maintain my pace. And that's the only way, because I can take medication until I'm blue in the face. Just like this pen. I can take medication until I'm blue in the face, but it ain't going to mean a damn thing if I don't get my lifestyle right first. I can take all the medication I want for high blood sugar, metformin and Mounjaros and all of that stuff. I can take all of that stuff. And it ain't going to mean a damn thing. Because you didn't change. You didn't get down to the real root cause of it. So as a result, the only thing that changed in 5 years from now, in the year 2030, the only thing that's changed when it comes to your diagnosis and your condition is your prescription. If you're ready for a new prescription, folks, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And we're getting ready to get out of here. What is it? Where is it? It's the live and we got a live discount code with that thing too. Here we go. Check it out. Click right up here. Click on my picture again, because we're out here in a couple minutes. You click on my picture right here. Here's the quiz, folks. Free quiz, free masterclass quiz for my folks on my other socials as well. You click that link in my description. It's going to take you to the quiz. The masterclass is all free stuff. Go grab those. Those are all freebies. Go grab them. And then right here, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This one, folks, is for my folks who are ready for serious change. Like I said earlier, you tried everything. Nothing's worked. Then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Why? Because it is a blueprint. A proven blueprint says if you follow this blueprint, just like I did, just like all of my clients do, you follow this blueprint, you will get the same and similar results to them. What are the results? Oh, yeah. People have been taken off their medication by their doctor in 2 weeks. Real stories. Real stories of real people who joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All right. Click right here. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is $99 you join that challenge. But if you use the live discount code, which we're about to end the live, but if you use that live discount code to save 20, You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for 20% off. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. The discount code SAVE20. All right, let me see. All right, talk later, Kelley. Yep, peace. I'm excited about starting it. Yep. Coletta, yeah, good for you. I set up my account. Yep, you set up your account, so you're on the way. If you set up your account, you're good to go. Log in and get going. And if you're ready to log in and get going on your own 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, because your body's been begging for a reset, I think that you should go ahead and listen to it. So here's the thing I want to leave y'all with. We'll be back tomorrow. Here's the thing. Order your change before the kitchen closes, because someday might just turn into never. Order your change before the kitchen closes, or your someday might turn into never. So if you've never seen me before, you might be the last time that you see me ever in life. Like, yo, I ain't even seen that guy ever in life again. Order your change today. What is that? The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is that change that you should order, that you need to order. You want to order it? It's $99. But if you use that live discount code, SAVE20, you join the challenge for $79. But there's also a bunch of freebies on my page as well. There's the quiz. Go take the quiz. Free quiz. Tells your diabetes management style. It's a masterclass. Absolutely free. All you got to pay is attention. And lastly, there's a PDF on there. It's absolutely free. It's a lot of grab and go goodies if you're suffering from high blood sugar. So it's a lot of choices. It's like candy overload, blood sugar overload. But here's the thing. I'm going to leave y'all with this one. That when we're born, you know what we look like when we're born? When we're born, we look like our parents. But when we die, we look like our choices.